Alright, fuckers. We're back with week 2. No more congestion. We're good. We got the Reds Giants game on right now. It's the MLB free game of the day. Mets recently ended. Got that W. Week 2. We're back. We're having a good season so far. Some of us. Some of us gotta learn to play some defense. We'll get into that. But yeah, it's been a good start. We're starting off hot. We got some crybabies in the group chat already. Week 2 did not take long. Already bitching about shit. Eddie reverting back to his gimmick from last year. Kinda cheesy, Eddie. Kinda cheesy. Hey, suck my team name. You did that for like a whole season already. I just feel like you can do better, Eddie. I believe in you. Not that I hate it. Not that I hate the hey suck on my team name, but like it's been done before. You know, some of us have gone through the effort of trying to shake things up, add new things each year, change the teams, change the names. Not everybody. It's fair. We understand. Alec coming in hot with the picture of Chumba. Absolutely electric. Chumba trying to get me to incriminate myself in a crime I had nothing to do with. Multiple. Actually, they're not all crimes. But the things that I had nothing to do with, trying to get me to incriminate myself on those, not going to happen. Not going to happen. Almost got to respect Griff for the commitment to never changing his name. And I don't know if that's I don't care to change my name or watch me. Ooh, watch me. But you know, here we are. Brochard sticking with the John is lucky for now. Doesn't seem to be true so far. But who knows? So let's get into the recap of week 2. Right, we're already into week 3, which is crazy. Feels like the season just started. John is lucky versus Team Badussi. The game of the week. This is the game of the week because we're doing inter-league play. This was the interdivisional matchup. Early on, don't really know the winners and losers just yet. We're getting there. We're working on it. We're figuring shit out. But alas, here we are. John is lucky, taking the loss. This was a good matchup. Picked a good game of the week, didn't I? Who would have fucking thought it? 2.5 point separation between these two teams. And the crazy thing, Connor only started 5 pitchers this week. 5 pitchers started, put up 340 points. Brochard with his 8 pitchers only put up 338. So it's a tight matchup, which honestly didn't even realize how tight it was when I pulled it up. But here we are. The crazier thing, Brochard didn't even have a bad pitching week. He put up more points, obviously, but only 10 more points. Connor had some dogs in there. 23 points from Pablo Lopez and 20 points from Nick Lodolo. I don't know what his name is. So really tight game. Tough to see it. It came down to the batters, and Connor eked it out. Just a bit. So good game of the week, though. Good game of the week. Right, we've had some really fire games early on, right? Griff and I, or no. Was it Griff and I? Whoever I played last week, 1 point. Oh, no, yeah, Alec and I, 1 point game. This week, Connor and Brochard, 2.5 points. Can't get people's names right, but we're figuring it out. Speaking of Chumba, the reason I'm trying to get Chumba's name out, embarrassing, rough to see. Only person this week that Chumba's killing team killed their offense. That's what happened. Chumba said, I'm going to name my team about being a killer. and subsequently kill my offense while I'm doing it, only putting up 292 points. Lowest scorer of the week. You know what that means. Chumba owes us a chug. I really hope those slaps don't come out very, very loud. They sound, doing with the back of my hand, they sound pretty loud through the headset. So that's that. But yeah, Chumba, not only person to not crack 300 points this week. You absolutely hate to see it. And Cameron having himself a good week, 347, right? So not even that close of a competition. Cameron moving to 3-0, right? The runner-up from last season, coming back with a vengeance, trying to put up big numbers, and doing a good job. I want to say, let's see, 1, 2. So he's the third highest scorer this week, Cameron. He's coming, right? Early season 2. So we'll see as the season goes on who keeps up, who does the good wire pickups. We'll see. Who knows? Balls and Wieners versus Team Wallach. Again, I got to adjust the scoring here. Didn't do it. Ball. Okay, here we go. Griff did not give his chug. That is minus 15. No chug. Right there. Doing it live. Which brings Griff under 300 points. Frankly, doesn't count though. Chumba didn't score it. Griff did. He just didn't do his chug. Old man Griff, you know, it happens. It happens. Even with the minus 15, Chumba is still the lower scorer, so he owes the chug. Eddie gets the win here, sucking on some balls and wieners. Kyle Tucker, hot start to the season. Put up 55 points this last week. You love to see it for Eddie, the defending champ, trying to get back in the win column. We'll see what happens. You never know. I mean, maybe you don't love to see it because obviously we're all competing against each other. But yeah, big win there for Eddie. 355, second highest scorer of the week. Back into the Flaccid Swingers division. Jake versus Alec. Alec falls to 0-2. Jake moves to 1-1. Early season, lots of tight matchups. Alec had lots of pitchers going. 10 out of 14. He's doing the work. Alec, not known for baseball knowledge. We talked once or twice this week about, hey, who should I put in? And, you know, there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that, mostly because if it came to it and Alec and I were down to it, I'm not going to help him out. Hand to God. But he's 0-2 right now, so I'm not super worried about it, even though we're in the same division. You know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So if Alec is playing some guys that I got to play, it works out in the long run. Jake gets the win here, 335 to 309. Once again, no bitching from Jake this week. You know, he took the little comments last week on the chin, still bitched about it a little bit. But you know, it happens, I guess. You can't complain forever. And then finally we get down to it. I mentioned earlier just some terrible defense being played, and that's what happened here. Johnny K just not putting any good defense up right now. Really struggling. If we look at the super early standings, right, and we go to points against, Johnny's all the way down there at the bottom. 692 points given up. More than 100 points away from the next closest person. Okay, so early season, John not playing real good defense. Okay, and what did he do this week? He only put up 329. He was playing me. I put up 467. Okay, it's a big week. I'm trying not to let it go to my head, but guess what? It fucking did. So, it happens. What are we going to do? My pitchers put up 247 points, okay? 247 from my pitchers. I had 10 pitchers go. John had 10 pitchers go. He only had 139, okay? I had more than 100 points just from my pitchers. Don't know where this accent's coming from. Again, slips out here and there. John, not playing defense, end of the day. Gotta fucking figure out the defense. Fire the defensive coordinator. Figure it out. I don't know what you gotta do, Johnny, but this isn't gonna work. Isn't gonna work long term. Alright? So, I want it to work for you, buddy. I do. Brochard still thinks that you're lucky, but here you are. 0-2, worst defense in the league. Run the damn ball, John. At least run some clock out. Like, what are we doing? Just letting numbers go, go, go. I had one day I put up 155, another day of 98. You can't do that. You know, you're not going to have a good you're not going to be able to come back. You let me put up 98 on day 1, and then on day 5 in the matchup, when, you know, you might have a chance, you let me do 155. It's just not going to work out. You got to figure out the defense, Johnny. We support you in your struggles, but this isn't going to work. All right? So, it's okay, John. Get back to the drawing board. Forget who you're playing this week. Let's look at it right now because we got to talk about the game of the week. So this week, John's heading up against Jake Canned Heat. Good matchup. Not the game of the week, but John, time to figure out the defense. He's 1-1. You got a shot. Actually, was that the game I picked for game of the week? It was the game I picked for game of the week. And here was why. I remember now. It's coming back to me. I picked that game for game of the week because it's a real turning point for the division, right? If John loses, falls to 0-3, as we know, not a lot of 0-3 teams make the playoffs. Jake goes 2-1. That starts to create that separation inside of the division, okay? So we'll see what happens. We'll know. This week's interleague play is myself versus Griff, all right? So far, looks like Eddie and I are tied for top scorer this Monday night, both at 51 at the point of recording. But John's doing okay. He's got 48 right now, so he's not far behind from the top. It's just, can he play that defense this week? We'll see. It all comes down to defense. Because, John, right now, he's toward the bottom of the league for points scored too. So it's like, he's got to figure, he can't be at the bottom for points against and points for. It's just not a winning formula. Who else is also doing that? Griff. Griff is the bottom scorer, and he's not quite as low as John, but he's bottom 4 in terms of points scored against. So those are not winning record. That's not winning recipes. Alec, also in a similar situation. He is in the bottom 2 of points against. However, Alec is a little higher, top 5 of points for. So Alec's got some winning room. John and Griff got to figure it out real quick before, that slippery slope of playoffs are gone. Too late in the season to make a comeback. We'll see. Again, a lot of divisional play, so things can change real quick. But that's a recap. That's week 2. Let's enjoy week 3. Sure.